Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, was a man of contrasts. He was a gifted poet, known for his Urdu ghazals that spoke of love, loss, and the ephemeral nature of life. Yet he was also a ruler in name only, a figurehead whose power had long been eclipsed by the rising British East India Company. Despite his diminished authority, Zafar held a symbolic significance for the people of India. He was a direct descendant of the Mughal emperors, a lineage that stretched back to the 16th century. Zafar ascended the throne in 1837 at the age of 62, inheriting a crumbling empire and a court riven by factions. The once mighty Mughals were a shadow of their former selves, their authority confined to the Red Fort in Delhi. Yet Zafar, with his lineage and his poetry, embodied the spirit of a bygone era, a time when the Mughals ruled over a vast and prosperous empire. Though a ruler in name only, Zafar's court was a hub of intellectual and cultural activity. Poets, musicians and artists flocked to Delhi, drawn by the emperor's patronage and the city's rich cultural heritage. It was in this atmosphere, where the glories of the past intertwined with the uncertainties of the present, that the seeds of rebellion began to take root. The year 1857 saw a wave of unrest sweep across northern India. What began as a mutiny among sepoys of the British East India Company's army quickly escalated into a full-blown rebellion against British rule. At the heart of the uprising was the infamous greased cartridge controversy. The new Enfield rifles introduced that year used cartridges greased with animal fat, rumoured to be a mix of cow and pig fat. This deeply offended the religious sensibilities of both Hindu and Muslim sepoys, who saw it as a deliberate attempt to defile their beliefs. The mutiny, sparked by the cartridges, quickly spread like wildfire. Meerut, a cantonment town near Delhi, became the epicenter of the early rebellion. On May 10, 1857, sepoys in Meerut revolted, killing their British officers and marching towards Delhi, the seat of Mughal power. The arrival of the mutineers in Delhi was a turning point in the uprising. The sepoys proclaimed Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader, hoping to legitimize their rebellion and rally Indians from all walks of life under the Mughal banner. Zafar, initially hesitant, was eventually persuaded to throw his weight behind the rebellion. He issued proclamations urging Indians to rise up against the British, declaring a jihad against the foreign rulers. The rebellion, fueled by religious outrage and a deep-seated resentment of British rule, spread rapidly across northern India. From Delhi to Lucknow, Kanpur to Jhansi, Indians from all strata of society, sepoys, peasants, artisans, and even some rulers of princely states joined the fight against the British. The 1857 uprising was not a spontaneous outburst of anger. It was the culmination of decades of simmering resentment against the policies of the British East India Company. The company, driven by profit and a sense of imperial ambition, had systematically dismantled traditional power structures and imposed its will on Indian society. The doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie, annexed numerous Indian states under dubious pretexts, adding fuel to the fire of discontent. The company's economic policies, often exploitative in nature, further alienated the Indian population. The forced cultivation of cash crops like indigo and opium, coupled with heavy taxation, pushed many farmers into poverty. The introduction of British manufactured goods decimated local industries, leaving artisans and weavers jobless. This widespread economic hardship, coupled with the company's disregard for Indian customs and traditions, created a fertile ground for rebellion. The British, blinded by their sense of racial and cultural superiority, failed to grasp the depth of resentment their policies had engendered. They saw Indians as a conquered people, their customs and traditions as backward and in need of reform. This patronizing attitude, coupled with the company's insatiable greed, proved to be a fatal combination, igniting the flames of rebellion that would engulf northern India in 1857.